What's up, guys? Brandon and Jeremy here from Friend of RC, and more formally the RC Nightmare Network, giving you our review. I think we're probably the last of the big guys to review the Mini 8 or 8 Mini, but we'll throw our opinion, our hat in the ring too, just like anyone else. And keeping with tradition, I'll take the Lexan off here while Brandon talks a little bit about the technical.
I think it's worth mentioning the Lexan first off the bat. Some people don't like it. I think that in terms of a stock Lexan, they actually painted this thing for you and they kept the windows clear.
Mm-hmm.
Added a lot to the value for me. I mean, that opposed to a dark, nasty, decaled out, stock piece, I liked it.
They have a couple different colors too. Like I saw the black looks real hot too.
Oh yeah, you can get it 2 colors. Mm-hmm. That aside, technical. This is the most technologically advanced mini RC rig ready to run that I've ever bought. I'm a huge RC18 fan. A lot of you guys know that, among others. Nothing tops this for just feature packed, and I'll walk you through it. Big thing is aluminum. Got a full aluminum plate, aluminum shock towers front and rear, aluminum drag link. You don't get that on an RC18 or 18 scale. There is an aluminum on the thing, and properly used. All steel drivetrain, steel gear differentials, fluid filled, steel dog bones, steel center shaft. I mean, how can you go wrong with that?
Yeah.
The equipment on it, maybe you can touch on the equipment I give you.
The electronics out of the box, I thought there are pluses and minuses, just like anything. When you look at any ready to run, really, it's typically just powerful enough to get by, and there's always upgrades that you're going to want to do. Mm-hmm. It's the exact same case here with the Losi Mini 8. The steering servo is practically throwaway, and the servo horn is probably due an upgrade as well.
Yeah, it's a built-in saver horn. It's a little loose.
It's a little. Is chintzy a racist word? I don't think so. It's
we'll
cheap.
Find out.
Yeah. Post on down below if you're offended.
Yes.
But the brushless motor and ESC that come with it, it's a really high KV. We saw a little cogging, but overall, again, with this, it's so-so. We didn't have any heat. It was perfectly cool. Ran great. It was zippy even on the nickel metal that came with it. But of course, we ran it on a 2S Thunder Power, just like our crawlers, and it's fast. I mean, very durable. But the electronics, again, about what do you expect in a ready to run?
Yeah, again, remembering that you're starting at a ready to run level, I thought the electronics were great, minus the steering servo. And a lot of you guys may disagree with us. It is a digital Metal Gear steering servo, but it's just slow. It just doesn't have the speed for a buggy. But the motor system, it performed great for a ready to run. Mm-hmm. Never overheated. We ran a 65C Thunder Power through the thing. Yeah. In the grass, over and over, jumping, over and over and over. And every time I come back expecting this thing to be on fire, ready to thermal. Not at all. It's barely warm. On 2-cell. Other than that, great receiver, standard spektrum, set up out of the box. We bound that to our spektrum radio. Mm-hmm. Love to see that. A few other things I missed real quick on technical, I'll just point out to you guys. Nice big bore aluminum threaded shocks, steel turnbuckles, and this thing's got a nice dual bell crank setup, which I like a lot.
Yeah, very, very fun. We'll go on to the fun factor. So as long as you don't live in some place where the lawn is like 7 inches long year round, this little guy can actually handle quite well. It handles extremely well in a track condition. Mm-hmm. Handles extremely predictable in its in-air movements. It's when you're jumping it.
It's exactly how Buggy should be.
Yeah.
They made sure the balance was perfect.
Little flick of the trigger forward, you bring the nose right down, or like if you have to, it's just very, very predictable and controllable. And I was really surprised with really how well it jumped. And we had a feeling it would do well at the track. It did okay, but that's really where we most noticed the servo. Because, you've got a lot of quick turns. Unless you're power sliding through every one of them, it's really difficult to kind of navigate some S-turns.
Yeah, and the saver or neutral or center point kept shifting. So we struggle with that. Once we upgrade that, and in terms of one complaint out of the whole thing, I'll throw it at the servo. The rest of it's great.
Yeah, and in terms of value, incredible value. For $250 or $230 to $260, we'll call it, whatever you might pay it. This is a great buy. If you like to bash, or maybe you're lucky enough and there's like a 14 scale racing class, that would probably be pretty fun running these guys. It's all there. $50 in upgrades maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Did we look at steering servo upgrades for this?
Yeah, there's a nice high-tech, it's either 225 or 255. It's a nice upgrade, $25.
Yeah.
It's not expensive. And then upgrading the servo saver there's X-Ray micro servo savers, there's Vendetta from Duratrax that are good upgrades. You can try a few different things. Obviously, you're going to tweak it.
Yeah, so I guess you'd agree that, fun factor is good.
Yeah, fun factor,
Yeah.
value was all great, and I'll say it again, for $250 to get Spektrum, a nice brushless system, not a cheapo China one, but like a decent brushless system, and all the metal parts on it, I don't think anything touches it.
Yeah, I mean, you look at even like the Spektrum receivers out there now, like, they're $50, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of value packed in here. In terms of durability, I'd score it quite well. We jumped it over and over and over and over and over again while we're shooting and running videos. We took it at the track, took some pretty good spills.
Oh yeah.
But, most of our kits we rate out as more durable than the next guy, but we're also a little more careful. Or some people might say we're not as aggressive or whatever, but, we haven't broken anything yet. I'm sure things will break, but nothing sticks out immediately as like, oh, this is definitely going to break sort of thing.
Yeah, and I saw that even when I pulled out of the box. I think I even mentioned it. I'm like, this thing's going to be a great contender in terms of our full scale, or not full scale, but eighth scale buggies. Eighth scale buggies are known for their durability and be able to true bash. And you look at just the thickness of the A arms and everything. They really, with the extra step to mimic that, and I think that it's going to hold up really well.
So then, in the would I go back and buy it again? I will throw in one caveat, maybe two. I know that this probably isn't going to happen, but I would love. If you ask me, would you buy this in a rolling chassis for $199? My answer would be absolutely. If you ask me, would you buy this for $249, knowing you're going to stick another $60 into it? Meh. I'd give it like a possibly. If I had some fun, we bought this for, RC Nightmare and things like that. I would probably pass on it, but not because it's just because by the time you get it upgraded to where it needs to be, you're at the $300 price point, and that will get you, some nice upgrade parts for our Wraith, or there's other areas that might spend it.
That's a great viewpoint to.
A new Lexan body for our Losi 5T, which is like $200.
That's a great viewpoint to have, though. If you're someone that's already into it, buying ready-to-run vehicles is kind of a catch-22 because you're throwing X amount of money on top of that, so you wish it was just a roller to start with, and you could throw, basically all high-end components or whatever you want to call it onto it. Would I buy it again? I think I still would. This thing, I don't know what it is. I just love the thing. I think they did a great job. I'm a big Mini fan, and as far as Minis go, this is at the top of my list.
Well, we thought maybe some bigger tires too, or some different tires might make it a little more interesting. If you had a track scenario where I could run it more often, I could definitely get into a race class. I'll tell you that. If I could just have like a 14 scale buggy class,
yeah,
I could rock this thing out. But for me, we just bought a 5T. I don't think I'll ever go smaller than a 5th scale. Now it's like, this thing's pretty wimpy now. But new steering servo. If you wanted to put a new power system in it, you could. I don't know how many are out there that would really fit or would really be a clear upgrade, given, it's not a 16th scale and it's not a 10th scale. It's not, it's like maybe the Castle micro system.
Yeah, there's a few Castle motors out there that aren't the really small 20mm cans, but one size up from that would work really well. There's some good options now in the market. You're not limited whatsoever.
And there again, now you're up to $400.
Yeah.
So you got to really like buggies, and you got to have maybe a nice backyard course or something like that. But then it will be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions about the Losi Mini 8, post them up on down below, or shoot on over to our website at rcnetmer.com. Thanks.
See you guys.